most people see the headline. An Indian origin founder becomes a general partner at Y Combinator. But in this series, I do not want to look only at the headline, I want to look at the proof behind the headline. Today, we are looking at Harshita Arora. She is a general partner at Y Combinator, and before that, she co founded AtoB, a YC backed fintech company building financial infrastructure for the trucking industry. But what makes her story powerful is not just the title, it is the path. Harshita did not follow the traditional script. According to public reporting, she grew up in Saharanpur, Uttar Pradesh, took an unconventional education path, and became a self taught coder. Before AtoB, she built Crypto Price Tracker, a portfolio management app the Y Combinator says was featured by Apple and later acquired. That is the first proof point, not a certificate, not a fancy title, a real product, something people could use, something visible, something that could be pointed to and evaluated. And this is where many Indian women in technical careers can learn from her story. Your work needs evidence. If you build something, document it. If people use it, save the numbers. If it gets featured, save the proof. If it gets acquired, written about, awarded, or recognized, that becomes part of your story. Harshita's next major proof point was AtoB. Y Combinator describes AtoB as building financial infrastructure for trucking with fleet cards, instant payouts, and modern financial tools for tens of thousands of fleets across the United States. This matters because it is not just a startup idea, it is technical work connected to a real industry problem. Payments, fraud, fleet operations, instant payouts, financial infrastructure, these are not small problems. And for an O1 level proof breakdown, this maps to something important: original contribution and critical role. If you are a technical woman building a product, your proof is not only your job title, your proof is the problem you solved, the scale of the problem, the users affected, the recognition your work received, and the role you played in making it real. Public reporting also says Harshita moved to San Francisco with an O1 visa. But from a public proof perspective, her story shows the kind of evidence that can matter for extraordinary ability. A product featured by Apple, an acquisition, a national award, a technical startup backed by Y Combinator, a company serving a real market, and eventually a leadership role at one of the most influential startup accelerators in the world. That is not just talent, that is documented impact. And this is the lesson I want women in tech to take seriously. Do not wait until you need proof to start collecting proof. If you are building an app, save the launch screenshots. If users are growing, save the metrics. If you are leading a technical project, write down the impact. If your work is mentioned by a customer, a manager, a publication, or a conference, save it. Create a proof of work folder because years later, these small pieces can become your story. Harshita Arora's story is not only about being young, it is not only about dropping the traditional path, and it is not only about becoming a YC partner. It is about building visible technical proof before the world knows what to call you. She is not just talented, she is documented. And that is the difference between doing the work and proving the work. This video is for educational purposes only. If you are considering the O1 visa or any immigration path, please consult a qualified immigration attorney. But if you are building a technical career, start documenting your work now because one day your proof may matter as much as your talent.